The year was 1987, when music was music, cocaine was cocaine, and HIV was taking the world by storm. You were listening to Metal Gear Resurrections, intro and outro music by Fingers, podcast cover art by Backflip Simmons.
So anyway, yeah, we're back. This is Metal Gear Resurrections, not Moana Gear Resurrections. Metal Gear Resurrections. I'm joined with Mr. Cropes of Adam Lilli at the Disco Podcast. Sorry, I'm a little spacey. And I was going to give you the moniker of Big Bad Booty Daddy, since we're going to be talking about Assassin's Creed today, most likely. And obviously we're joined by, the man who puts the ass in Assassin, the master of Astrobot and Blatcho, and now tip the cap to this man who's like fucking, I want to say balls deep in Assassin's Creed compared to the three of us.
I'm deep.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely past the tip, that's for sure.
I'm all in. Full hog.
So we're all back, and
we're here. Is this also, before we start any music, is this also the first time, maybe aside from Helldivers, that all three of us have been able to actually talk about the same game in the same episode?
This will be,
I think so. Well, yeah, because like at least starting it, like the first time starting it, I guess. It's like we've all talked about like Bellatra in the same episode or Astrobot in the same episode, but I feel like we each started that at different times.
Right.
So,
Right.
Okay, yeah.
Well done. It's like we're official now.
Look at that.
But just like to get some game codes, that'd be like awesome. So we can free shit. That'd be great. Sure. That's kind of fucking hard to do. Been trying to do that, and it's like, oh yeah, we need your information, and it's like pretty much like filling out a mortgage paperwork here. I'm like, fuck you.
That's fine. I'll do it.
Easy.
I volunteer.
I volunteer as tribute. No, I volunteer Adam as tribute.
I love paperwork and looking at it and signing things.
This ain't a broken heart, homie, singing only cause he's lonely. This ain't a love song. This ain't a whiskey drowned ballad. There ain't nothing here that's valid. So tell me, baby, pretty baby, that this house is not a graveyard. Tell me how to stay strong and carry you home over corpses of our long lost fathers and our unborn daughters. God damn it, I can't do it alone. I can't do it alone. I can't do it alone.
All right, so first off, we can all admit how hard it is to find like a good 30-second portion of any song, right? Like, pretty damn hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my song later, I just picked a random. I was like, shit, I don't know. It's just a good song. So
yeah, fuck it. Hope you know the internet is for porn. Yeah, so Assassin's Creed Shadows came out. Johnny, I think that you're the only one that has actually bought it. Elliot and I are playing it through Ubisoft Plus because, as listeners might remember, I'm a fucking idiot and forgot to cancel it 6 months ago. So here we are. I'm not going to do Rocket Money. Rocket Money also costs money. It makes no sense. The service is fucked. Aside from that, it was Split Fiction. I mean, like, of course we did Vacation, right? So, like, there were 3 or 4 days there where I really didn't play anything. I'm not like you weirdos that, like, play video games on my phone. I don't want to do that. I'll just wait till I get home. I mean, we went to an arcade. That's a different experience entirely. If they put arcades on my phone, though, we might be fucking talking.
Yeah, they definitely don't have any arcade games on the phone.
None. Can't get like 4 different versions of Street Fighter 2, I'm sure, at all. Yeah, so Split Fiction, we're about halfway through. I think there was like one night, it might have been the night that we got home, where I was like so tired and just like driving and shit. I was like, all right, no, we're calling it. Like, this part is just annoying the shit out of me. We're calling it. And then the very next day, it was like, we just went right back into it. So there's a part, and it's not like a hard puzzle, right? Like, you get a metal piece, and where we're at, each character has like a gun and a shield breaker. So like, it was shoot the thing so it goes into this up and down part, and then shoot it again into this other up and down part, and then you're supposed to like pop your shield breaker all at the same time. Was not going well the first time, but thankfully when we came back, it was just like snap, fucking hit it, nailed it. Split Fiction, I think, is still really good. Split Fiction also looks really good, and there are moments that I think like every gamer could find a little chuckle at. I can't remember if mentioned it last time, but like there's a part in it where you literally find the bonfire sword from Dark Souls and you hit it and it says like bonfire lit. Like just that kind of shit. Like this is a video game by a guy who loves video games and is putting that love for video games in there. And if I said that last time, like I don't care because it's still so resonant there that I think shitting on Hazelight just isn't justified anymore. Spent some more time with Neva. It's a very hit and miss with me kind of thing. Like the combat just doesn't feel good, but still looks pretty. And like I have not finished it. I am probably halfway through a 4-hour game, so you can tell exactly how much time I've actually spent with it or have wanted to spend with it. I'm not the kind of I don't have to explain this to people that listen to this podcast. I'm not the kind of guy that wants to play a game just because everybody says it's good. Like, right. And that's kind of what Neva feels like. It's not like shitting on Neva, but Neva's just not that interesting to me aside from like art style and story so far. So for what that's worth, like, sure, it's an A-B game, basically. Like it's a directional pad, an A-B game. That's what it is. So for what that's worth to anybody who might want to play Neva, if you like Grease, I'm sure you'll like Neva. It's just like the only difference I'm pretty sure is just combat. Um, and then yeah, Shadows. Like Shadows is cool as shit. I can feel myself falling back into that old I'm playing Assassin's Creed, I must go check every box. I've annoyed myself with the map a little bit because like you can put an icon on a tower. Then you can also put an icon on like a tower way the fuck across the map. And sometimes like I forget that those markers don't go away if you don't remove them yourself. I kind of wish it was like, hey, really dumbass, are you sure you want to set that thing in a level 35 zone when you're level 9? Like you probably don't want to do that. And I did, and I fucked around and found out. I died. But it was worth it. So before we were able to record, I went and completed one castle. I must have just done the objective like organically. It seems like the objectives in the castle probably are just like steal a thing or kill a person. So I did both, and then it checked it off. And then the next castle that I'm in was kill 5 of the shoguns. So like at least that one, I was like, okay, this time I can see what it is before I actually go in and do it. And I think before we had to run to the store, I was at like 3 of 5, and I was not fully even inside the castle inner walls. Like, so not the interior, but like, you've got the big moat around the big walls, and then this one has like a little moat around the little walls. So I had just gotten into where I could enter the castle itself. I think this go for it.
How many so you have super minor spoilers, but you have your main ring of targets, and you kill the one at the very beginning with the story. Have you killed any more?
I have not, so I'm like incredibly fucking early still. Or I'm just in like fucking I'm gonna go do everything.
Yeah.
I think I have changed the season twice. So Elliot, maybe you can tell me, does that change just every time you go back to your hideout? Because that's kind of how it feels.
No, it doesn't tell you, but if you actually look in it's based on how long you're playing. So if you actually pull up the map, if you look in the compass in the top right corner, there's a meter that slowly fills. I only noticed this because I happen to pay attention, and it slowly fills based on time. I think it seems like it fills faster if you fast travel. But it will only ever, I think it only ever changes if you are fast traveling or coming out of a cutscene. I've never had it change just running around.
No. Yeah, I mean, mine's essentially been every time I've gone to the hideout and it's done a new season change. I think I've made the blacksmith and the study at the hideout. So those are kind of where I'm at. I don't have very many scouts, so I can't get very many resources, which I think is kind of annoying. Like I get it, it's a good game mechanism, but it's kind of annoying to just like try and put this thing in the back of my head. Like I can't pick this up now but next season I can. And I'm not going to remember this nondescript place that has no fast travel near it. Like that's the only thing that really hinders that. Of course, it's just a minor like annoyance with game mechanics. Um, I think also the cutscenes in this are interesting. So I kind of want to get your guys' take on this. Like pre-rendering cutscenes back in our day of like PlayStation 1, sorry, PlayStation 2 meant something very different from what it does today. Like, right, like non-rendered cutscenes could be full motion video, could be rendered a completely different way, could be like not the in-game engine that they're using so they can beef up the graphics a little bit, which I get. Like that's all cool. And this game, and maybe it's been like that since Valhalla, and I just didn't notice it much in Valhalla because I didn't really care for Valhalla too much. Um, but it seems like the cutscenes in this game are only pre-rendered in lighting and effect. Like it's the same character models, it's the same game, like it's the same models that you get while you're playing the video game. Like nothing ever seems like it changes too much, but you can just see in those moments where they've applied like extra shadows or extra lighting for effect, like all the cool things that a prior pre-rendered cutscene would do. But in this, it just does not, like it doesn't scream to me pre-rendered, but it has to be. Like it has to be in a way that like they can distinctly say that the sun is here and things like that. Like I don't want to sound dumb. That's not like that's pre-rendered, but not like that's pre-rendered minus almost is what I could call these cutscenes. And that's like they all look great, right? Like all the cutscenes are cool as shit. I think the weird music that they do, like this very Western kind of rock music over this very samurai, like occasionally black and white cutscene kind of stuff, is pretty cool. Like I think it's a good effect. It's a good West East mix that I think actually probably is one of the only things that sets this apart from Ghost of Tsushima is really that. But like I don't know, like the amount of things that I have seen is just like it's jarring to me because it seems like here we are in 2025 and I don't want to give Ubisoft so much credit as to say like we're quote unquote here, but it feels like we're quote unquote here. And the same with Rebirth last year. It didn't seem like kind of aside from the very last cutscene and maybe the very first cutscene, like there wasn't a whole lot of shit in Rebirth that I was like, oh man, this looks very different from the game that I've been playing. That last cutscene is like, oh yeah, no, this looks like a movie, and I've just been playing the spin-off game of that movie. Still looks good. But this is just something different that's really confused the shit out of my time. Like in a good way. Like I think it's really good. I don't know. So I mean, like, what are your guys' thoughts on this? How do you think like the cutscenes that you've probably seen up to this point look? Like they're they're basic, but they still look good. They still look like a transition between game to scene would be like flawless.
Yeah, I haven't really noticed too much. It definitely doesn't seem like out of place. Like I'm thinking like, like you said back in the day, PS2, like like one of the biggest examples is like a Final Fantasy X,
Right.
where you look at those pre-rendered CGI cutscenes, those would almost like still hold up. Maybe not quite today, but like those are like, oh my God, incredible. And then it goes back to
Right.
like your barely 3D models. But
Yeah.
yeah, maybe a little bit. I think the game looks absolutely gorgeous in general. I think Adam, you and I are both playing on that like 40 hertz uh
Balanced mode on the Series
balance
X.
mode. Yeah. I've noticed a little bit of pop in. Like there was one speaking of the castles, there was one castle that I came upon and the pop in it just didn't load in. And I thought that it was some weird animus thing because you know how they do like those animus
Yeah.
like
Glitches.
um yeah, glitches, and I thought it was like some weird animus glitch, but then as I got closer, it just all popped in, and that's about the only like thing I really noticed. And that like wouldn't go away. I even reloaded the game, and it was just like not quite rendering. But I guess I don't know. I haven't paid as attention as much to the cutscenes and doing that. Well, what really has distracted me on the cutscenes, and I keep meaning to switch it, is the English voice acting is
It's not
not
great.
not great.
Yeah.
I want to switch to that immersive one. I think I'm going to do that the next time I play, switch to where it's like the Japanese and Portuguese. Because man, it's just yeah.
It's not like so bad that it
Mhm.
seems dubbed, like in a old samurai film like level of dub. Just something doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
Like
It's
it's like the same
Mhm.
reason that a lot of people like I would, and I will probably do the same as you, Elliot. Like it's the same reason that watching dubs over subs in most cases, because at least in the sub you actually get like what pisses my family off when I say it, but like you actually get the emotion that can come through in just a plainly read line. And not to
mhm.
say that like an English voice actor isn't reading the same line, but I'm also going to be the one that points out like the way that we use our inflections on words is very different from somebody who speaks a different language.
Mhm.
And like I know a lot of that is tied to where your inflection is set in the word could potentially change the meaning of said word. But that also does help actually just make it feel a little bit more grounded.
Yeah. I think specifically
Mhm.
and we'll get a little bit more into this later, but you guys really haven't got into Yasuke and Naoe's interactions with each other. And
Mhm.
Sure.
those feel very flat.
Okay.
At least because I haven't got a whole lot of like the cut scenes with them together. Like I've got to the point where they meet, they have big interaction, and then they decide to team up. And then you can kind of play as either for the most part. But there are times when there are specific story missions, like definitely like the big assassin missions, where maybe you're it forces you to swap back and forth, and then they interact. And it's like, especially when they're trying to be more lighthearted with each other, it seems very like I don't know if it's the English voice acting or it's just they are supposed to be awkward around each other, and it might be that,
Sure.
but it is very awkward.
Yeah. I think so far,
Mhm.
like this game has done a decent job at building up, like where I am, at least, a decent job of being like, okay, her dad is part of the assassins. And then story beats happen. And then, very heavy spoiler in there, obviously. She seeks vengeance. I think the timeline is fucked with me like a little bit in the beginning. 'Cause it was like this thing happens and then it jumps forward. And I might have just like
Mhm.
looked down at my phone and looked up and was like, oh, there's a two. And is it like two something
Years,
later? Or, yeah,
two
okay. So it's
years.
2 years later. And for a part of me, I was like, maybe it was supposed to be earlier because, like, dude's still here. Something that's kind of weird. But then obviously, like, shit happens and you're like, okay. Um, it is very funny to me that this does come out after Shogun did. And it's very funny to me that this game also comes out in the same year that a Ghost of Tsushima sequel's coming out. And, we could do an apples to oranges thing. I think both these games feel satisfying. And for the life of me, I just really did not enjoy my first experience with Ghost of Tsushima. I don't know why. It just something didn't click. And it's probably honestly the time after The Last of Us Part 2. Because I think like The Last of Us Part 2 came out in June of 2020 and Ghosts came out in either July or August of 2020. So there wasn't a whole lot of separation in timelines between these two major PlayStation games. I really fucking loved the feeling and the story and the look of The Last of Us Part 2. And something about Ghost just didn't do that for me. So I don't think I actually finished Ghost until like 2023, maybe. Um,
Hmm.
but I don't know. Like I think I enjoy this Assassin's Creed more than I enjoyed Valhalla, maybe more, and Odyssey, honestly, like maybe because I actually enjoy this period of history a little more. Not to say like there's nothing like I fuck with Greece. I fuck with Greek history. That's kind of like that kind of shit's cool. Odyssey was one of those games like Far Cry 6 when I just opened the map, I was like, no, like I have no interest in trying to go around this whole place. And Valhalla did the same. And I think here we are, jump scared by Eliza. And I think here we are, scared me.
I looked up and I saw, oh, there's a little
Yeah.
person there.
Yeah, for the listener, my daughter just, I was really intent on listening to what Adam was doing, and then all of a sudden I look in my screen and my daughter just pops up in the background. Wait, she's excited that she scared all of us. Okay, good night. Anyway,
So yeah, I don't want to necessarily do like apples and oranges. I think there's so much difference between the two. We know what an Assassin's Creed is. We did not know what a Ghost would be before Ghost came out. And we had seen like all the Breath of the Wild isms that Ghost could take on or all that weird shit. But this isn't that. Like this is just trying to be an Assassin's Creed in Japan. And I will very much give it credit for that. Like
Mhm.
this isn't trying to replicate another game as much as it's trying to replicate a video game doing homages to like old samurai film. You're never going to escape that in these kind of games. You're just not. I think unless you have a developer that's going to play it so fucking straight that they're doing the homage as a point of the game that they don't want to acknowledge the homage, which would probably also be kind of fucking annoying at the same time. You're not making an original piece at that point. You're just kind of iterating on. So I think like what this game is doing so far, I am very much fucking with. The deluxe edition shit definitely breaks the game in a beneficial way to the player because of course like Ubisoft Plus gives you just the deluxe edition and you get what like the helmet or the face piece, you get the body armor, you get a sword, and I think you get a trinket. And like Elliot, I'm just now going to upgrade these things. Also, you can transmog yourself to not wear anything, which is also kind of weird. Like you can transmog it to hide your helmet, but you can also transmog it to hide your armor, which then is just now way in her undies. So that was a weird choice. Maybe they shouldn't have done that completely. But whatever.
yeah,
So
I will say when it comes to like armor and weapons and stuff like that, as you progress more, you get a crap ton of um what is even the highest they call it, exemplary or whatever
sure.
the highest level, you get like a crap ton of those. So I think like I was like, oh shit, is this like, breaking the game, the digital deluxe, because Ubisoft Plus does come with that, which I think is kind of interesting. You would think they would like try to convince to upsell you,
Right.
but I mean, I've run across other armor and stuff, and I've looked and I've compared, and I still like the stuff they give a little bit better, and that katana is just so fucking cool looking. Um, but yeah, as far as weapons go, I've tried out all of the different weapons on both of them, but I've stuck with katana for Naue, and then Yasuke. Basically, it's just called long katana. So it's just a bigger version of the katana. And so like you asked if there was a bow. Yasuke's stealth is a bow, but like
Okay.
he like it's you can't really stealth with him, and I can get into the difference in a little bit. But yeah,
Sure.
as far as armor and equipment and stuff, I don't think that's as important as just leveling up and using your skill points.
I think my like final statement before we just throw it over to Johnny here is I wish these games would get to a point where you didn't need to hold buttons to park for. And that's
Mhm.
kind of where I would like to see these games go. And I can't remember if they tried. I almost feel like they tried to do something like that with Unity and it felt good, but it still felt tilted in a way. But like, I don't want to, if I'm just running, this is a game of running and jumping and killing. Like, that's it running, jumping, killing, climbing, swinging, going up and down ropes. Like, those are your kind of verbs. Um, I don't want to hold a button to initiate all these in a giant combo. That just feels outdated to me. Like that feels very Assassin's Creed 1. I don't want to point my stick forward and have to hold A to climb tree or climb wall or climb roof or any of that. Like I just want to be able to point my stick and my character is just like, yes, I will go parkour now. I'm parkour master. Like when it comes to jumping, that's something different. Like if I'm swinging, I don't want it to just like jump off willy nilly. Like I want to initiate the jump. But as for just like running across a rooftop and going from like place to place, or like not even place to place, right? Like when you're transitioning from a sloped roof, like you have to hold A, it seems like, to transition from sloped roof onto peak of roof. And that's just kind of one of those small things that I wish would go away. But I know that like that opens up another can of worms of you don't want your character climbing and jumping all over everything. So I think that's kind of where that goes. But that's I think would be the best evolution for the Assassin's Creed games, is if they can just find a perfect way to do that transition.
Yeah, I think that's always going to be a thing with Assassin's Creed is like the parkour and figuring it out. I feel like they always tweak that a little bit in different ways of, going from you can run, you can jump on anything to there's very specific set things you can run and jump on. And I think one thing that helps Naue a lot, like bridge that is her grapple, especially when you're getting up to the synchronization points that
Yeah,
it's just so often it's just LB grapple, LB grapple, grapple,
yeah,
grapple, grapple, and that helps a lot.
yeah. I think the grapple hook is a nice like addition to this. It makes it feel very Tenchu like, which is just good for like old PlayStation 1 heads that played that fucking shitty game.
Hmm.
Not to say like Tenchu was shitty, but it is now. Good mechanics. But yeah, I think that's just my only beef with it right now. Everything else has worked
Mhm.
fine. I assassinated a guy and didn't account for the guard coming around the corner. Like, that's stupid stealth game shit, right? Like, that's just playing the game. It's really just the feel of it that I think sometimes could be a little better. I don't like this also doesn't have the Breath of the Wild, and I think Valhalla was the one to do this, and maybe Odyssey. Like you can climb everything, you can climb every wall. No, I don't need that. That's fine. Like I don't expect to climb every mountain, nor do I expect to make it move. Nor is everything going to be an uphill battle. But sometimes you just have to lose. I,
That's a me level of bad joke.
you're welcome. Um, So yeah, I'm really fucking with it. I would be surprised if I cannot like press myself forward, especially to Yasuke. Like that sounds like it's a 15 hour mark. Like I will continue to play this as much as playing a game like this is daunting to me with these big maps. Like I still love open world games. I'm intimidated right now by GTA 6, but like I still love these big games. They just give me a little bit more anxiety in the choice. So fuck it, I'm here.
Mhm. Johnny, what do you think?
Um, hold on.
On that ass.
Rock, yeah, rock steady. You could tell who I am from the back, cause it's heavy. Rock steady. I'm the wrong hoe to try fucking man, cause I'm petty. Rock steady. You could tell who I am from the back, cause it's heavy. Rock steady. I'm the wrong hoe to try fucking man, cause I'm petty. Make it flip, make it drip, make it bounce, make it grip. Ayy, off one flow, I can make a M. Hoes tryna get picked, I'm just tryna get jigged. Like Mario Kart, these niggas get switched. Make it jump, make it slap, make it whip, show the tip. Ayy.
I just want the listener to know that what we got to see for the last 30 seconds was Johnny chuckling his fucking head off, and that was well worth it.
I forgot the lyrics about it. It also comes in handy, those lyrics for today as well. But like, all right, mostly Assassin's Creed Shadows has like overtaken my time, and I've talked off the air with Elliot about like possibly getting the PlayStation Portal because like every new dad, the PlayStation 5 in my house is on the main TV, and that shit is never available when I want it. So I'm contemplating the Portal, but for Assassin's Creed Shadow, like piggyback off you, Adam. I think maybe there is like it is, I think it is pre-rendering. I don't know entirely if it's in engine or not. I think it's the to like boost and boast like when they're doing like the wide shots showing like the entire landscape and stuff like that. Because it does like it is slightly beefed up versus like Endgame for when you can tell between the two characters. For immersive mode, it makes this game like hyper fucking emotional, I feel. It's just like it's like the you get to like the you get all the true emotion and the inflection
Yeah,
with
yeah,
everyone's natural languages. I just kind of wish that like all right, if we're doing like because the music is a little funky, kind of like it's got like it's Western with a little bit like I think maybe some it feels a little funk in there too. But
yeah,
it feels like something like you would hear like in a fucking like in a Quentin Tarantino movie. Like he was
yeah,
covering like kind of like
yeah.
Kill Bill-ish kind of thing. Like something like that. And I that kind of plays with it. What they should have done was that like if you're gonna do like the English dialogue, do like the whole back in the day, They didn't do dubbing correctly. The off like dialogue between the actual person's lips and the language they were hearing from the actor. Like maybe they could have done that, but that probably may have been like not on brand for them. But like I think you need to like just just a slight nod tweaking would may have been like beneficial to the subject itself as well. But it definitely it feels like for me it feels like going from I've only played the first two and then I kind of stopped, fell off, dabbled a little bit in three, didn't really like it, dabbled a little bit in Black Flag, it was all right, and then it just nothing kind of like took hold of me until like to this game now where it's like super um I would say like yeah emotions are very high and immersive mode that kind of sucks you in even more, and the the duality of these two different characters, like these two opposite people of like with from like warring factions of each other as well. I'm not that like super deep into it, but like from what I've played so far, I am what's her name? Naoe? Is that actual name?
Yeah, now
Correct pronunciation? Okay.
Yep.
I'm back to being her. Um, it's just like in the beginning, recovered and not like you're kind of like roam free out to like go. I'm supposed to meet like with friends of family, but it's now at this point it's like no, you let me at least release in this world. I'm gonna go run around everywhere and try to see what I can do and can't do. I do like the slight limitations when it comes to parkouring. I think maybe you don't want people parkouring way too much in this shit. And I think they've done it for reasons on their own, like from shit that's been on like social media and shit, like that involved the patch. So it's not like I was gonna climb it anyway. I remember killing the Pope, and I
yeah.
and I
Right.
and I yelled out loud, "That's a spice of meatball." Did anybody get angry about that? No. Moving on. But no, it's refreshing. It's refreshing to like for me. I didn't play all these past other games. Like everyone has like said, X, Y, and Z about it, and I was just like, yeah, but it doesn't feel like Assassin's Creed. Like I do like the whole for this one, it was weird in the beginning. You're Yasuke, and all of a sudden, like, oh, memory has been like fractured here, or it's like, oh, we only get fragments, blah blah blah. Now then we're going to her, and it's like, all right, that was like, you give me a taste of this. Like, I want to call. He's like a bull. He's
Yeah.
big, he's brooding, and his moves are like intense and strong. I was getting so used to him. I was like, no, don't take him away. And so then I go to her and it's like, oh, all right. That was rising. Now I'm back to being stealth Metal Gear Boy, where it's like, yes, I'm actually
Yeah.
crouching on the ground and watching the meter, make sure no one fucking catches me. Um, but other than that, I would say it's really enjoyable. The music, I did not expect it. I thought it was gonna be like of the time-ish, like keeping it there, but like, you know what? Like it said in the beginning, I think it's just like it's not really it's not super historically accurate, okay, people? All right, we didn't really do these all these other things in the past games. It's like, all right, we're playing two different characters, one's a woman, deal with it, and it's fun. It's fun, it's enjoyable, and I'm gonna continue to keep going. And the bad part of it is that I'm back to Assassin's Creed and where it's like, oh, I don't really do main story. I like to complete the side shit first. Like some
Yep.
kind of weirdo sicko boy just wandering around cities going like, don't mind me, I'm just a regular old Joe, not gonna do anything that super evil in your town. And then just start massacring people who just get in my way. Like, fuck, stand in my way, people. I'm an assassin. I'm trying to kill this person. Get out of the way, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah.
I think it's kind of funny, like that walking around and whistling part,
Hmm.
because the castle that I left off on before, this, I just walked into. I didn't realize it was there. Like there's the
Mm.
synchronization point. I didn't look at the map further to realize that that synchronization point was inside of a fucking castle. So like I walked in and just immediately two dudes
Mm.
aggro. Like, nah, fuck you. You can't come in here. So of course they died. And then the rest of the way was just like that whistle fucking thing that you do. Like, I don't like the eagle's eye in this too much. It's incredibly beneficial, right? Like, don't get me wrong. I don't like the button it's on nor how you activate it. Like the press and hold of the right stick is kind of annoying because you also can't pop it while you're like on a roof, walking or running on a roof. Like something about that combination just says, no, not for you, Eagle Eye, not for you right now, which is just mildly annoying to me. Maybe I'm moving too fast, could be my guess.
Yeah.
It's like if you stop, you can do it, but it's while you're moving that it's like, no. And for me, I'm just like, do another button or see that I'm moving slow enough that you can activate those. I'm not sprinting, I'm not like going crazy. But that whistle, man, that whistle's fucking nice.
Yeah. I haven't had issues. Yeah, it definitely you had to be moving slow and you do move slow in like the eagle eye thing. So maybe that's what it is. But yeah, there's no like stance or anything like that that won't activate. So yeah, maybe that's just slow down a little bit, Adam.
I won't. I
Jeez.
will not. I'm here to kill and steal shit.
All right. Well, I
Yeah,
can.
no, Johnny, real quick. I do agree with
Yeah.
your statement in the beginning. These have to be pre-rendered in a way.
Yeah.
Like these cutscenes have to be. I think it's just wild that Now Way in a cutscene looks so much like as the Now Way is the game that I'm playing. And the only difference is maybe this effect of like a shadow or like the way that the blood shines. Like, right, there's the time where she kills her first guy. It wasn't really the first guy. Where she kills the first guy and she kind of has like this weird little emotional breakdown. I'm not going to say weird, sorry. Like emotional breakdown after killing a guy. And it looks good.
After Adam kills guys, he doesn't have emotional.
Doesn't
I don't
cry.
feel fine. It's fine. I'm used to it at this point.
No, he just
He
comes.
has. He actually
doesn't
has.
cry. He comes.
He has emotional breakdowns if he doesn't kill a man that day.
Yeah. No, something just feels off. I know what I need to do for my people. Yeah, so I agree. Like there's something that they're doing. It just doesn't look so out of engine that I'm like, this is a different thing. Like this isn't the game I'm playing. The game that I'm playing looks like shit. Like, no, they both look good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you guys are doing balance, right? Balance mode.
Mhm.
All right, so I did performance mode. Just in the beginning, just slight maybe stutter.
Sure.
Maybe like it lasts a second. So it's like maybe you're just like, oh, someone just like stopped talking and something's happened to the scene. You look up, like, oh no, it's just stutter. Like nothing happened really, to the truth. It didn't happen. It was mostly within cutscenes from what I've seen from my end. They boasted, they talked about like I think for the PS5 Pro that there's gonna be like performance for like the environment itself, which looks good now. So I don't know if they show like a picture of it. It's like, all right, so it's slight more rich detail and
Right.
contrast and everything, but it's like, all right, is it really worth it? I don't know. Like I haven't come to a point yet where it's like, oh shit, I actually got to get that PS5 Pro because that's actually worth it now. And by then, it'd probably be PS6.
Stranding new.
It's probably gonna be that.
Yeah.
The only time that I've had any fuckery happen, and I think
Yeah.
the game just like really kind of got fed up with itself at that point, was I was in the middle of the woods. So there's like, trees everywhere and then grass blowing. And there was like a stone wall, like a little stone fence next to a wooden fence. And now I kind of got like caught in this loop of climbing between these fences, which of course like feeds back into the I don't know how you can do parkour with just a stick. But like I was just going in this loop of climbing back and forth between these fences, like fence, jump, ground, jump, fence. And the fucking grass around me just like fucking way down. It was like, we're now going to be 10 frames per second. So now we can run perfectly. It just looked fucking weird. But that's literally the only instance of a thing happening in this game where I've been like, oh, that's kind of odd. I haven't ran into any other glitches or like dips in performance or anything crazy. Anyway, here.
She's on a vacation far away. Come around and talk it over. So many things that I wanna say. You know I like my girls a little bit older. I just wanna use your love tonight. I don't wanna lose your love tonight.
So first off, I just picked a random ass song to play, but that does bring up the question. They gotta have in Grand Theft Auto 6, they have to have a throwback station to the 80s that plays some of the greatest songs from Vice City, right?
They
Yeah.
got it. Come on.
We're just gonna
Because
say Vice City with your love. We're not gonna say like potentially one of the greatest songs of all time. We're just gonna lower it to that.
And
what
Don John,
what
I was gonna say
what other
Don.
song are you referring to?
Oh no,
Huh?
I'm
What?
saying your love is great. I don't want to be reductive enough to say that it's only good because of Vice City. Your love is one of the best songs ever made.
Yeah, no.
Held
It's
behind Hold the Line.
yeah.
They gotta bring
Uh
back Don Johnson for 6.
well,
They gotta. Come
and of
on.
course Love Fist Fury.
Yes.
Love Fist. I'm sure they'll do something like Love Fist. Wasn't that the fake band name? I'm sure they'll be
Yep.
around
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
in some way, shape, or form.
I
But
hope.
anyway, back to Assassin's Creed. So yeah, I've played a significant amount. Shit, I've been probably only a third of the way through the game. I don't know, but I've played around 20 hours, so a lot more than you guys. Because it just came out at a perfect time for me. I'm a teacher, and it was spring break for me last week. So shit, if it would have came out earlier in spring break, I'd probably would be a lot further even. Um,
Sure.
but no, this game is. It's really fun. I've played, I think I've booted up like every Assassin's Creed, maybe not, might be one of the like 2D spin-offs that I didn't do, but I've at least played some of every Assassin's Creed, probably beat most of them. And I'm one of the few people that likes all of it. That includes like all of the Abstergo present day stuff. I think that
Yeah.
those storylines are pretty good, especially with the Desmond stuff. And then, um, Valhalla actually had a crazy ass present day ending. I won't spoil that, but like it had like a really wild like what's next. And then from I didn't play much of Mirage at all. Um, but and they didn't really do much with that. But I was very intrigued to see if how much they would come back to present day. And 20 hours in, you get nothing.
Yeah.
Like you
Mm.
can neither be mentioned it, but like you boot it up and you're like in the Animus and you're like, okay, let's go to this. This is your ancestor, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And then there's one other thing because to where you guys probably both are, it's like you have two targets you can go after, right? If you wanted to do main story,
Mm.
when you go to kill the second of those targets, there's one tiny, like very tiny, like animus related thing, but it's not like, at least so far, it's not like some of the old ones where you can pop out of the Animus and run around in present day or
Sure.
anything like that. Um, but yeah, just to piggyback off of what you guys are saying, it's just a really fun game to run around in. I'm finding that because I am now in the second or no, I'm in the third region now. My like go-to is I go and I make sure I hit every synchronization point in the region.
Yep.
Then I at least get close enough to every question mark to fill in what it is that I find in the region. Then once I do all of that, then I'm like, okay, let's do some assassinations, let's do some stories. The castles
Sure.
is actually one that I haven't done too much of because it's just like it doesn't appeal to me. On most of them, it's like kill those daimos, which is like
Yeah.
the
There you go.
Japanese version of a lord, kill those, and then locate the chest, and the chest only unlocks when you kill the daimos. Then you get a decent amount of experience and you get an experience point, but then you get like a really nice armor or something like that. And it's like that's not
Sure.
something I necessarily need. But then you also have other things like it's interesting because you have the level up and your skill points that unlock the skills in the skill trees, but you also need knowledge point levels. I don't know if you guys have noticed that
Hmm.
too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you need knowledge point levels to, because eventually you'll hit a wall. I hit a wall in the first region where I had enough skill points, but have, I didn't have far enough on the skill trees unlocked. So what you end up having to do, and especially in the second region, you find a ton of them. You find a ton of like temples and then, the side activities. Like I really like Noway's one where it's called, I pulled it up, the Kuji Curry.
Hmm.
I'm probably butchering that, but that's like where she's like meditating and you have like the wheel and you're having
Yep.
to hit in time with that. Adam, you've done
You
those,
like
right?
that?
Those are fun.
You don't
You
like
hate
that?
it? You hate it? He
I'm
hates
not a
it.
big fan of
He's
them.
like, fuck that.
Like the second the buttons go away and
Oh,
they
Oh,
stop even showing like where the button press is, I'm like, I'm fucking done. And they bring the button press back. It's like, here, you fucking no rhythm having idiot.
then you're gonna hate it because
Great.
eventually it'll be like uh you have the first one at the top, then the second one, then the third one,
hmm
and then when you hit the fourth one, you also have to hit the second one as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
great. Great.
And then sometimes it goes in reverse. So you're going backwards.
Oh, I haven't got one of those
You
yet.
haven't got
No,
that where
no.
it starts with X and then it's like goes square, triangle, circle, and then it just goes like that, and then it just like reverses that. All right, then
Damn.
I'm
All
what
right.
fucking am I playing then?
No, it
J-
wouldn't surprise me as a way to
Okay,
throw it up.
it
John
gets
John J
complicated.
Johnny accidentally switched the puzzle difficulty to like ultra.
And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
probably did. No, you know what it is because it's like, oh shit, I'm playing on the PlayStation, so it's like controller. I'm like thinking like, all right, I'm literally withholding controller, pointing in my head, people, for the audience. This is what I do when I play games. I go like triangle, X, and I'm like circle, square, and then I'm
The
like, all right,
Catholic
I got
gaming.
it
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, it's suitable for this subject as well. We've been there. We've
Uh,
messed with the
Yeah.
Catholics.
Hey, there's the Jesuits in this, so
Well,
the
obviously they just
Port
like to go around
Portuguese
spread.
Jesuits.
The worst Portuguese. Sorry, Portuguese listeners.
Yeah. But so especially in the second region, I noticed that it was like
Mm,
really heavy on those, and it's like do those, you get a knowledge point. Find the lost scrolls at the temples or pray at the
yep.
temples, you get a knowledge point.
Sure.
So you just get like a flood of knowledge points, and that really opens up the next part of it. But I'm just really enjoying doing that and then being like, okay, I have my assassinations. I have what I can do. I'm doing some side stuff, not all of it.
Mm,
I'm trying to do like all of the side missions. It's like hey, if this
Sure.
is a mission that can be a blue dot, I'm gonna do it. I even texted Adam. I was like, there's one that's like, um, that it just seemed like this stupid ass collectathon one where it's like find all these blue butterflies in this
mm,
um town, and you can find them by holding on the left trigger, and then you like kind of look around with your extra sense, and if you see a blue quest marker then you can go get it. And I was like, okay, this is stupid, but then like I accidentally picked one up because I was running by it, and then it like triggered another quest tree where it's actually like an assassination ring involved in that. And I'm like, holy shit,
mm.
like this is actually an interesting side story.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys have got that. So like your map where you have like the maiden ring of
Mm-hmm.
assassination, then you have Yasuke, and you have Naoe, then you have like your friends and stuff in the
People
region.
of, yeah.
Have you guys got any assassination rings on those yet? Like any side assassination rings?
No.
No.
So you'll stumble upon those. I think I have five now, 4 or 5 different side assassination rings that I can do. And those are actually really cool. But what's kind of frustrating, not frustrating, is like some of them are like all your level. Like, hey, you can go kill all these people because they are level 14. But some of
Sure.
those are like, hey, these shinobi, one of them is level 14 and you're at level 15, but one of them is level fucking 28. So you're going to have to come back to it later. So I'm saying like, fuck that. I'm not doing any of those until I'm level 28. I'll go
Yeah.
kill the level 28 guy and then come back and knock the level 14 guy's teeth in.
Mm,
Um, but then like it's not like they've done stuff like that in Assassin's Creed before where it's like here's just a list of people to kill them in any order, and that's
mm,
cool. But this actually has more nuance to it than I realized. Like I messaged you guys and it's like, holy shit, I ran into the stupidest, weirdest glitch. It was just this wild, massive glitch. Like I can't believe it. I was going to talk about it. And then I text you guys. I'm like, well, it actually wasn't a glitch. So I won't spoil it too much, but basically there's one of the assassination rings, and if you go after one of the targets, it doesn't really tell you. I mean, you could maybe find a note, but like I accidentally killed the head of the assassination ring. So when I killed the head of the assassination ring, he was just like in a house and I snuck up and killed him. Like I could like stealth kill him. I was like, okay. And
mm,
then I fucking walk out of the house and all of a sudden there's like when you run into assassination target, it kind of slows down and like shows them. All of a sudden it does that like 4 times in a row. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Luckily, I had just got Yasuke. and I was playing as him. So I'm like, there's these four named targets, but I thought the reason it was a glitch is their names look so similar. Another slight spoiler, they're a family people. So like
Sure.
the way the Japanese works is like last name or surname first and then their other name. So I wasn't like, because I was like in the middle of a fight, I couldn't just like stop and be like, oh, what is the difference between these two names? I thought it was a glitch and it was just saying the guy that I killed's name over and over on these four different, because they're different. One's like a fast assassin type, one's one of the big burly types, one's like a soldier type. And I'm like
Sure.
going through, and since I was Yasuke, I was able to just like beat the shit out of them because I'll get to that in a minute. But as I was doing it, I was like killing, and then I get 2000 XP and an experience point, level up, kill, kill, kill. And all of a sudden I went from level 20 to like almost level 23 just in this like 5 minute thing. And I was like, what the hell is going on? And then finally, when I completed and cleaned up all the other ones, and some of the other people in that one, you can actually let go. Like you can walk up to them and talk to them. They're like, fuck it. I didn't want anything to do with that. And you can be like, okay, peace out. Um, but it was like there was a reasoning. It was like, no, they were pissed because I killed their leader. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. So that's cool that you can just kind of stumble upon that kind of stuff. But
Sure.
yeah,
I like that. So that tells me just always go for the main
Go
guy.
for the
And then
boss.
you get
yeah.
all the other
I,
ones
the
pretty
guy at the
quickly.
yeah. No, but that's not always the case because I did another. So I finished two of
Mm.
the assassination rings. The other one was a little bit more straightforward. But yeah, now having Yasuke and Naoe, it really opens up stuff because they just play so different. Naoe plays like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Like, just like what do you typically think? And like you talked about Adam a lot, like you were dying a lot. Well, I didn't die a lot because I was like, shit, she's not very strong. I'm gonna run away. And I think maybe one of the faults is like running away. If you just run,
Mm.
like they're never going to get you. In fact, you talked about the synchronization point being in a castle. You can go in and like do the guidance point to wherever you're going. If you just fucking put a guidance point to that synchronization point in a castle, you can just run through the grounds of the castle up to the synchronization point. They won't
Oh,
catch you.
nice. Nice.
I try not to do it because I feel like that's like breaking the game, but you can
Sure.
totally do it. And then you just run around the corner, break sight, and then grapple up and get out of sight, and then you can still get to the synchronization point. Doesn't
Sure.
help as much when you're having to get the Daimos, but now I actually kind of do want to go back and see if I can just walk through a castle like Terminator style with
Right.
Yasuke because
Yeah.
dude, he is so freaking overpowered when you're just fighting regular enemies. It
Hmm.
is insane because with Naoe, it's like they block and you're hitting them and you're hitting with the light attack or heavy attack, and they just block and they're like, screw you. With
Yeah.
Yasuke, a lot of them, you just keep hitting with the light attack, and then you just break through their defenses and just beat the shit out of them.
Sure.
So I do like that
Your
it's. Go
Hmm.
ahead.
your tip of like white flashes as single attack, blue flashes as multiple has been
Yeah.
so fucking helpful.
Hmm.
Not that I nail it every time. I
Yeah,
surely don't, but
Hmm.
it was a good tip.
yeah, and I
So,
feel.
just for listeners, real quick, like when you see a white flash from an enemy, it's a single attack. You do a parry, they go into a strange animation that says they're stunned. If it's a blue one, it means that they have multiple attacks, like an onslaught. So you have to parry each one of those, and then they go into their stunned animation. Incredibly fucking helpful.
Yeah,
I'm
and
sure I just missed that tip marker.
yeah, and I missed it too, but I just kind of learned it by playing because I just think the parry
Hmm.
window in this is very forgiving
Yeah,
because
Hmm.
I'm not like I've loved Elden Ring, I've loved Lies of P. Like those are two like Souls games that I've played recently that can be very, very heavy, especially Lies of P. And I just had screw it because I could never get the parrying. But on this one, like I feel like the parry window is like easy enough to where like if you are getting hit by a white or a blue attack, it is your fault. Like you can easily I feel like the red attacks, the dodgeable attacks, or the ones you have to dodge, sometimes those seem a little like it seems like they can really like fly forward with it. And you're
yeah,
like,
they're
oh,
Yeah.
really fast with it, kind of.
Hmm.
but but yeah, with with Yasuke, it is just like you are like a raging bull. Like he can't climb very well. He can't do like it's all of that stuff is out the window. In fact, your assassination is called brutal assassination, and he runs up and he literally screams while he's doing it, so it
Oh yeah,
alerts everyone around. And so basically, it's not stealth; it's an opener to combat. That's like definitely
man.
what
Yeah.
it is.
All
So
right.
now I'm at the point where it's like, and there are some where it's like, oh, now we will be like Yasuke should come back and do this one, or Yasuke will
Hmm.
be like, oh, now obviously Yasuke can't do Naoe's meditation points. Naoe can't do Yasuke. He has a couple mini games, which I don't think are as fun, but I love that. And as long as you're not in combat, you just go to the menu, you go to your
Hmm.
character screen, you hold for Xbox, you hold the X button down, and you just switch. Did I just do that?
I don't
Yes,
know
you
what you
did.
just did.
You gave yourself a thumbs up.
I'm
So it's just
literally
like a straight 1-to-1 swap.
yes, yeah.
Do it again.
Hmm.
Do the thumbs up again.
Was it
Oh
weird?
man. All
Huh.
right, sorry listeners. We're very confused by an animation that just happened on
But
our Zoom call.
um but the so I haven't got it. It doesn't seem like it's talked too much about the assassin the versus Templars too much, other than the hidden blade. She has a hidden
Sure.
blade, and Yasuke knows that a hidden blade's important. But it has, oh my God, but it hasn't really talked too much about that. It hasn't talked much about the present day stuff. So I wonder,
Well, real quick, like yes, she's got the hidden blade, but
Yeah.
also her lineage was
mhm,
holding at this point what a player of Assassin's Creed could assume as a piece of the,
yeah, piece of
the
Eden.
apple or the Garden of Eden, whatever the hell it's called.
Hmm.
Yeah. Whether it
Yeah.
was the apple or piece of just the garden, I can't remember.
And they called them
Yes.
they just called them pieces of Eden, I think.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I was gonna ask
But
You
you.
know, like I told you guys, like in that opener, you
Yeah.
see the shot of Eve from the first one or two Assassin's Creed
Hmm.
games. Like it was a very strange pull. I think if you'd
are
never
you
played these games, you'd
are
have
you
no
talking
idea.
about are you talking about the open when they show all the old assassins, like the almost Marvel-y type open?
I think it's
Very.
right after that. Like it leads from that into the Abstergo thing.
Oh,
And
okay.
it might have been though, like where it's just like here's everybody that's been in the line of
Okay.
assassins. So it could have been that, but
Yeah, and
it seemed a little
yeah.
extra.
I'm not saying they're not doing Assassin's Creed
Hmm.
style stuff. Like I know that eventually this ring of people you're going to be fighting is going to be connected to the Templars. You're going to be connected, but I haven't got to that part of the story yet. Um, but one thing I do want to point out is I think that the horse riding in this game is fucking great. I think as
Hmm.
far as I don't know if you guys have noticed this, you can just be sprinting full speed. If you just sprint full speed in the direction you want to go, call your horse, it will automatically run up behind you and you
Yep.
automatically mount that horse and just get going.
I've
Like,
had some fuck shit happen with that. Like I'm
really?
Oh.
50-50 on that actually working.
Okay.
And the
See,
one that like I had just done, I could kind of say because I had was running through the countryside and there was some random person standing there. So the horse kind of stopped
mhm.
right at that person. But I've had it happen a few times where like I've also just been around nothing and the horse doesn't grab me. So whatever.
Yeah. With mine, I there has been a
Hmm.
couple like times where it hasn't been as smooth, but I think like if you just keep running, if you stop running at all or adjust, then it's gonna throw it off. But and then just being able to have, I feel like it's a little bit immersion breaking, but like putting a point on your map and just being like, show me the path there is
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Like,
I wish it would just take me there like as much as that could. Then further to break the immersion, I kind of just want a button that says go. Like
oh,
run. I've set the point. That's where you're going.
which
Fuck
is
off now.
like Red Dead Redemption style.
Right. Or
Okay.
Yeah.
which, yeah, Witcher 3, Red Dead, yeah, all these things that kind of have a horse that stays on its own track.
Which is weird that they don't do that because they do have in your story missions where you had to follow a character, they do have a
Hmm.
button that you can hit to
Hold.
hold A to auto follow the character and you just hold it and
Yeah.
then they just follow and
Yep.
talk. So it's weird that they can't apply that to the horse as well. Yeah, that
Right.
would I could see that maybe changing, but um no, it's really fun. And like I said, so I have played a few hours since getting Yasuke, but I really haven't played as Yasuke much because I've found that if you are exploring and opening up new things, you have to play as Naue because
Yeah.
climbing, everything like that. So I did all this third region. It's around this big lake. So I did this whole loop around this big lake, basically opening up all the points, getting everything because that also helps with finding your mission targets because that's kind of a cool feature we didn't mention is like it'll be like your person, it gives like three more specific
Yeah.
clues. Like your person is in this region. Well, I knew that I needed to move on because all of my main markers were like this person's in the Omi region, Omi region, Omi region, Omi region. So I go and do that and open up all the stuff in the Omi region. And then it's like your person is near this town. Well, if you look at
Yeah.
the map instantly, it's like, well, the town is already there. But until
Mm.
you find all the question marks, the third one will be like they are at this shrine or they're standing on a bridge. Well, you
Sure.
don't get those marks unless, because some of the marks are just like, you're like, why is this just this random place? Well, I've seen that a lot of those random places end up being important for some side mission or something
Sure.
like that.
Yeah.
Or you could use those scouts that could also, like you mentioned, that could like bring supplies back. You could use the scouts where if you think you're in the right area, you hold down the scout button, and if you get close enough, it's like, yeah, here's your blue marker.
Yeah.
If you're not though, like I didn't realize what it was doing at first. I wasted all four of my scouts because I was just like hitting the X button randomly, and it was just like scouts gone, fuck you, and you don't get anything, and it like yells at you. It's like check your map for where you're supposed to mark it. I'm
Glad I
like,
wasn't the only one.
I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, really, initially, like the first like 3, 4 hours, I was like, this game seems to have so many systems. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but
Well, I
now it
think the
makes more
first
sense.
one, real quick, like the first one that you can do,
Mm.
the guy is in a village near Sakai, I think.
Hmm.
And then just north of Sakai is Sakurai. So
Yes.
my brain was like, I'm in the right place. And yeah, I did the same thing as you. Like I'd fucking pop two or three of them. And it's like, no, hey, dipshit, really, read, go down. So yeah, no, I'm glad I'm not the only one that kind of had that weird experience.
Hmm.
It kind of put me off. Like I'll continue to try it, but it was one of those things. I was like, I guess I'll just walk over there myself. I'll
Yeah.
find him.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, just a couple more things. The other
Mm.
nice seamlessness between Yasuke and Naoe is if you level up one character, the other one does too, and they get the points and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
after doing all the Naoe stuff of the whole region, of course, I was getting experience and getting skill points and stuff like that. When I switched back to Yasuke, they're like, shit, Yasuke has 14 skill points now that you can apply. And then Adam, you can get the you as soon as you get Yasuke, you get the Yasuke version of that like red dragon demon armor or
Nice.
whatever in
Yeah.
the but yeah, I mean it's a great game. I
Mhm.
loved Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I think I like this more in a lot of ways. I think a big reason, and they've mentioned it on like earnings calls or emails, and Assassin's Creed Valhalla came out in such a perfect storm. Like it came out like right around like right at the beginning, like in the middle of the pandemic when nobody had anything to do. So it's like shit, a huge
Mhm.
90-hour Assassin's Creed game. I have nothing but time to do this.
Right.
Um, so I think
Like it's pandemic, but then it was also one of the first games to come out on the PS5 and series like consoles. So
yeah.
when people
Mm.
were buying these, when I bought this, like when I bought the Series X, I bought Valhalla. Just like that was the game that was out. I don't remember a lot of first party Microsoft games that were there when the Series X came out.
Hmm.
I'm not going to say there wasn't any. There's just none that come to mind. But Valhalla is one of those games where I'm like, yeah, no, that launched with the console, so that
Hmm.
makes sense. But I don't know. Like I also don't remember UB Plus being the big thing back then, really for them.
Mm.
Well,
Seems like that's like taken off in the last 5 years, and
well, it
ultimately, like that's the better way to go.
yeah, it definitely wasn't on console at least then. Like it wasn't something I don't think you could get on Xbox at all. And of course, like we mentioned last time, you still can't weirdly can't get it on PlayStation for some reason or another. You can't get at least the new releases on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think that this game, um, I'll definitely beat it. I think I did start to feel like when I was, like I said, like clearing off those of the third region, if all of the regions are as intensive, I think I might start eventually
Mm,
um not doing
Going
that as
first.
much. Yeah, just going story because I think I'm over leveled right now. Like I'm like
Sure.
level 24 and the story missions I'm doing are like level 19 to 20.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I think that's the big thing is like if you do the story missions too much at first, then you get under leveled. I think I'm doing it the right way. I hit it so hard at first that if each region I kind of do less of the side stuff, then I'm
Yeah.
gonna be okay story wise. But yeah, very fun. And I'm very excited to see what your guys' hour count is when you do get to Yasuke, because mine was like right at 12 and a half.
Sure.
And what you guys think of playing with him, because playing with him in the actual game is different than playing with him in the tutorial, just
mm.
because you have the freedom of like, oh, I do want to like you get to choose your battles. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, uh,
I think the only thing for the Assassin's Creed games, and it's always been the case, is it really depends on how much a player might care about the time that it's in. And something about Valhalla and the Vikingness of it. Like the raids are cool. Don't get me wrong. The raids just don't feel like Assassin's Creed to me.
yeah.
And like Valhalla, I get is like the point of origin now of the series. I still just something about that didn't speak to me. All all size of games set aside,
Mm.
just something about that didn't speak to me. I think the first area that I was in, I just wasn't wholly interested in.
Well, and
Um,
Valhalla in a lot of ways isn't your traditional Assassin's Creed game because like you don't have to like except for weird small parts, you don't have to stealth in that game at all. You could just go
right,
full like kind of like almost Metal Gear Solid style. Like
Mm.
Metal Gear Solid, if you want to play on, I mean, I guess at certain difficulty levels, you don't have to be as stealthy in a lot of that stuff. You can go more guns
right,
blazing. At least with Naue, like you can't go in guns blazing in a lot of them
yeah,
because you'll just get your ass kicked. Yasuke is like, I think it is like, okay, a lot of people liked the badass fighting of Valhalla and
sure,
the last trilogy, but a lot of people like the sneaking stuff too. And I think they found like a really good way to blend it both. And it's like you get both, and for a lot of the time, you get to choose which one you want to do. Like I really thought that I was just going to be once I got Yasuke, I was going to be like, I'm playing as Yasuke the entire time. But now
sure.
I'm like, both of them have their purposes, which I think is a really cool feat. And that's I'll see, when I'm 45, 50 hours in, if I'm sick of it, if I'm because maybe it will, but right now I'm really digging it. Um,
Yeah, no, I think Now Way is a fun way to like play this game because right now is her where I am as much as I want to engage in
Mm.
accidental combat, like I'm not ready to just take on a castle of dudes. Right? Like that when you engage in combat, there is a likelihood that you will drag over three or four more people. Like I don't want the three or four people fight with Naue. I can do like a two, maybe a three. Like three is kind of where it's pushing it. So really emphasizing the stealth, I think, here is a good way to bring back Assassin's Creed. And like you said, like you haven't played Mirage. I haven't played Mirage. I know it's on Ubisoft Plus. I had it downloaded for a while. I don't know if playing this would motivate me to go back and play Mirage. I
no,
don't believe so. And
no,
I've seen like the for the trophy hunters or achievement hunters out there, like this is an easy platinum insofar as like a big game like this is an easy platinum. But
Hmm.
like it's a one run through, there's no difficulty, there's no shit like that. Like I found one earlier accidentally. I was trying to get into a castle, and there's a tree on the outside of the castle where you can grapple on. And maybe I just wasn't low enough in my swing where I could actually jump to connect with the castle. So when I jumped off the branch from my swing,
Hmm.
I did a leap of faith into the water, an achievement pop for doing,
I
a
got
swing into a leap of faith.
I got that one too.
Yeah, like that was
Accidentally.
just Yeah, like this was 100% accidentally. I did not mean to do that dipshit jump. I did the dipshit jump, and it's like, hey, here's an achievement for being a dipshit. And those
Yeah.
are really my favorite achievements. But
Mhm.
this one was just like, I didn't fucking mean to do that at all. That would have been the one that if I was playing on a PlayStation and like the screenshot popped at the same time, I would have probably saved it and been like, "You're a fucking idiot. Like this is not what you meant to do."
Yeah. Yeah. So, other than any other Assassin's Creed, because I did want to just
Hmm.
side note talk about uh, like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. I did finish that. I know I talked about it a decent amount last time. Really fun game. I think I finished it around like the 27-hour mark, something like that. Played it on Steam Deck, and like I had said before, I did do kind of wish I didn't play it on Steam Deck. It was it did say it was verified on the Steam Deck and it ran okay, but I just feel
Hmm.
like the Steam Deck, it definitely showed the Steam Deck's age.
It's
Um,
docking, baby. It's
well,
docking.
and then I think it was really fun and I'm glad I played it, but compared to, Infinite Wealth and Like a Dragon, just like Y- Yakuza Like a Dragon, what the hell was the one before called? The first one with
Yeah,
not
like a
Kiryu.
dragon.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Those just had so much more like heart, which
Sure.
and I know that the series is known for like complete crazy wackiness and then a lot of heart.
Yeah.
And I feel like Pirate Yakuza just doesn't have that as much. It has the wackiness, it has the fun, and it has some, but like the new side characters kind of all in general suck. Like they're just
Hmm.
kind of like eh. There's
Yeah.
old returning characters. Goro Majima's fantastic. Like I'm definitely gonna go back this summer and play like the old, at
Zero.
least Yakuza Zero, because I know he's in
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And then I won't spoil anything, but I texted Adam
Hmm.
the weirdest one of the weirdest fucking things that's ever happened to a video game happened to me. I did not realize that this series had FMV live action stuff. Johnny, were you aware of this?
No, no, I
Yeah,
wasn't.
no. So like apparently it's around like a lot of them have like dating games,
Hmm.
and in this one you don't date as Goro Majima, but you help one of the people on your crew date. And so I was going through this thing and talking to these girls and like getting them ready for this party, and it's like okay, let's go into the party. And you walk into the bar that's your hub, and all of a sudden my screen went black, and a fucking reality show starts playing a live action in Japanese reality show with the actual people that they scanned in modeled for these five girls and this character. And all in all, it's
Hmm.
almost 30 minutes of this live action dating show that you're just sitting there watching. And it is weird and wacky and zany. And like, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I looked it up and like that does happen. It didn't happen at least much in Infinite Wealth that I remembered. I might have missed that though. At one point in Infinite Wealth, I kind of just went main story because there was other stuff to play, but it's just a
Sure.
weird game. It was fun. I definitely recommend it, but
Does it feel like it would lead into the next Yakuza game? The
no,
next Like a Dragon? Okay.
no,
Okay.
no,
So they just did a little one off with Majima. Yeah. Yeah, I
no.
could see like this lack of heart not being in this super ultra zany fucking spinoff. I'd wonder though if Gaiden being the other beat 'em off.
No, no, that would be an interesting genre of game.
It
That's
might
that.
be. Give me the FMV of that. Um, I think though, like those other numbered titles did in the later games have those weird kind of like dating club things. And I don't think like it's always been Kiryu trying to date people, but trying to build a business that is around like the girlfriend experience. Uh, but yeah, no, I really wondered about this one just fitting into a timeline if it would try to find a way to do so. So I like respect for not, but also you're trying to play this ultra serious thing and this weird thing.
Yeah. So it does fit into the timeline very well, and it ties back to Infinite Wealth really well. Like it because I mean it uses a lot of the same assets, and it like I would say it is a direct sequel to Infinite Wealth in the Infinite Wealth storyline, not the Ichiban and Kiryu storyline. It
Sure.
is like the side people, some of the stuff like the bad guys and stuff like that in Hawaii from Infinite Wealth,
Mhm.
direct impact on this. It's just like Goro Majima was brought over from Japan to help do some stuff, and that's how this ended. But it ends like very much like you do not need to play this game at all to know anything about Kiryu or Ichiban.
Okay.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it was fun. I definitely enjoyed that. Another game that I played just a tiny bit of that I was very excited for was Keep Driving. It's a really interesting
Yeah.
game. Hi. It is a roguelike driving game where you're like in
Mhm.
the early 2000s, and you're gonna go on a road trip. Hi, come on. You gonna go to sleep? Good night,
It's
girlie. Sorry, my daughter popped back in. I don't know why she's still awake. Have a good night. Um, and so
Ryan.
it has like music that's like early 2000s stuff like that. But then the gameplay is kind of interesting. You run into it's like it's a map going across like the country, and then you'll run into like, oh, hitchhikers, and you do like
Mhm.
battle with the hitchhikers in this kind of weird way, like to see if like something positive or negative is going to happen. You have energy, you have fuel, um, and then like other things just kind of happen. Like for example, one time I got an ending because I was low on, I think, energy, and so I drank like a beer. And then I started driving and I got arrested for drunk driving and I got into a battle with the cops and I
Oh yeah.
lost the battle and got sent to jail and I got a Steam achievement for ending jail. Um, but the thing is, I need to put it down for a little while because it's not very great on the Steam Deck. It's one of those ones, Johnny. I don't know if you've seen it.
Mm.
One that tries to do like the touchpad, and then
Oh,
at
yeah.
touchpad as the mouse, but then like I keep thinking because it's like left click to do this, right click to do this, scroll on the mouse wheel to do this, and it's like which buttons are supposed to be mapped to this, and it says that controller support is coming soon. So it's
Mhm.
one that I really dug. I thought it was kind of cool. I really like the vibes, but like I want to wait till either I have time to like plug my Steam Deck into mouse and keyboard or the controller support to come out to come back to it because um, it's definitely a unique vibe. But I know it's a really small team, so I don't know how long it'll be before controller support. Like this doesn't have like I was looking, it doesn't have like a subreddit or like I couldn't even find like a Discord or anything for it. So, but yeah, and again, that's
One of the
an
worst places to be to tell me how to play video games.
what's that?
Reddit and fucking Discord. Don't
Well,
give me a shit.
I just want to find a place where they're giving updates on their game because in game it says it's coming soon, but nowhere else does it have like any kind of like roadmap or anything like that. So I don't know. It's cool. It's fun.
See you come the Switch 2 launch when that thing can actually play PC games, apparently.
This definitely seems like a game that could come to other things. It just hasn't.
Mm.
It's on Switch.
Is it on Switch?
Is it?
Yeah, it's on Switch.
Mm.
Oh shit, then why does it not have controller support for PC? That's
I don't
weird.
know. Like I can imagine that
It's
it's probably
weird.
one of the worst things and that you can play on Switch.
That's
Mm.
Yeah.
really weird. And I even looked on like Johnny how you can do like on Steam Deck, there's like community Steam layouts for games and stuff.
Hmm.
And it has a decent amount of reviews. I think it has like a couple thousand reviews, but nobody's done a community Steam layout. So I don't know. Maybe there's something I could fuck
Yeah.
around with it, but I'll just
Waiting
wait for
for
a
you.
while. Yeah, waiting for me. I haven't done one yet. Maybe I will, but yeah, that's what I've been playing and that's what I will be playing. I don't think I'm gonna go outside of that too much until I finish Shadows, except for, if someone's fucking PlayStation 5 would ever work, so I could play Split Fiction with them. Um, Adam and I have tried to play Split Fiction a couple nights and your PS5 won't connect to Wi-Fi?
Wouldn't connect to the Wi-Fi for some fucking reason, which is so weird because like I told you, like obviously I'm playing Shadows on Xbox, so that has no connectivity issues. And then go to turn on the PlayStation. Yeah, it's just like, no, fuck you. Nothing exists. Internet doesn't exist. We see we're connected. You have no internet. Yeah, no, I knew, fucker. So yeah, I eventually will be able to play Split Fiction.
Yeah.
I don't want to delay us too long, but I thought there might be 2 points that we could touch on before we depart.
Yeah.
One of which, really quick, there was a Nintendo Direct today. Um,
Was there?
pretty, all right, pretty not great. Um,
It's
like yeah,
it just seemed like it was like partner commitments. Like you
Mm.
promised to show these games. Um, none of them seemed that great outside of there's that golf, everybody's golf, which used to be Hot Shots Golf. That's what I remember
right.
it as.
Mm.
PlayStation game coming to Switch. Guess where it's not going? Yeah, another PlayStation going more to Switch and not going to Xbox is still just very funny. Like PlayStation's like, yeah, we'll take your Horizon, but fuck you. You don't even get old school Hot Shots Golf. No, fuck you.
We'll take your Sea of Thieves. You're grounded. You're Indiana Jones. You get nothing. Um, Metroid Prime being there was cool.
Weird.
It was pretty weird. Like that seems like one of the first games I think for the Switch that will have a Switch and Switch 2 release. Like I would be very surprised if that does not have a dedicated Switch 2 thing.
But now I kind of almost wonder if it won't. It'll be playable on the
Yeah.
Switch too, obviously,
Yeah.
but it's
Mm.
like showing it here, and I think they're making it clear that everything next week will be Switch 2, like very much Switch 2. They mentioned multiple times throughout the recording. Tune in next week for Switch 2. No Switch 2 will be talked here. Well, then they talk about like Metroid Prime 4. So is Metroid Prime 4 going to have, is it going to be this generation's Breath of the Wild and have two dedicated ones? Or is it like, hey, you can just play the Switch version on your Switch 2 and we're not going to, because I could definitely see them being like, oh, right now we're not offering any kind of enhancements. And then 2 years from
Mm.
now being like, hey, you got to pay for the upgrade,
Yeah.
which would
Yeah,
suck.
I could see that. I could see that. And right now, looking ahead to what's going to happen on the second, like we know Mario Kart will be there. I
Mhm.
can assume that an Odyssey like Mario could be there.
Yeah, because there's that thing that came out where they said like the three waves, where it's like at launch it's
First,
mostly first party,
yeah,
and then in the months it's going to be like partners. That's where I think you're going to see your like Elden Ring coming and things like that.
sure.
And then what they say, and then the third phase three was holiday games.
Yeah.
And wouldn't that be funny if it's not games around holiday time, but it's just Christmas themed
Christmas
games?
games. I'd go for a good Thanksgiving Black
It's like
Friday game, please.
I remember I had a shitty PS1 How the Grinch Stole Christmas tie-in game that I played the shit out of when I was a kid because it's a game that my parents bought. So that's what I want,
Yeah.
those levels of shitty games.
Yeah, it's really fucking interesting to see that maybe a lot of third party games or third party developers don't even have dev kits, which I guess like I could see if you're just some like on the periphery of third party, like maybe you don't have a thing, but like we could all assume that a Capcom or a Ubisoft or anything like that has a dev kit. And I'm not going to say like Rockstar because I don't think anybody's anticipating GTA 6 to come out on the Switch 2.
But
But like there's a potential, like there's a potential thing there, I guess.
Red Dead Redemption 2, I think, has been rumored.
Mm.
So
Right. I could see that. Yeah, fucking 7 years late, but that's the typical like
I mean,
Nintendo thing.
I have a buddy that was like, "Hey, I just got Red Dead Redemption 2 on the Switch. I'm so excited." I'm like, "No, you didn't." He's like, "What are you talking
No.
about? I just went and I downloaded it from the store. I go look again." He goes, "Motherfucker, this is Red Dead Redemption 1. Why did this just come out?" I'm like, "Yeah, because that's what it can
Yep.
play."
Mm.
Yep. Yep. Um, there wasn't much there that caught my eye. Like Metroid Prime, of course, did. I really liked that remaster, and I really liked Metroid Dread. So I would be
Mm.
down to play more of this. I think not even like the music was the thing that caught me. And I think that was kind of weird too, because Metroid has a very distinct music to it. but it was just like I was walking back and forth from one place to another, pulled my phone out of my pocket. I was like, oh shit, like this is Metroid, but nothing I was hearing in my ears through my like wireless earbuds was like, this is Metroid. And then I looked and was like, oh, okay, now I'm actually interested. Ending on a weird fucking me game was such a moment that I can't even let go. I
Hmm.
get it, like you have nothing to show right now. At that point, they should have just waited another week and been like, hey, here's Switch 2 for the people who are going to buy Switch 2. Here's another thing for what's coming to the Switch right now, like
Yeah.
this year.
Mm-hmm.
That would have made more sense than to try and split this. Because I don't even think like the Wii U, and maybe Nintendo just wasn't ballsy enough with the Wii U, rightfully so, to say, hey, we're doing a thing next week for our new console, but right now we're going to talk about this console.
Yeah.
And of
Well,
course, you can get away with that with the Switch. So,
yeah. I think that's a big thing is I think a tough Nintendo's in kind of a tough spot right now because like going to the new console means eventually Switch is going to be obsolete. It's like going to the Wii U eventually meant the Wii was going to be obsolete. And like if the Switch 2 fails like the Wii U did, which I don't think it will. I don't think it's possible for it to fail like the Wii U did because it's not fucking weird as hell. But if it did, then you have all this, I mean, how many consoles have they sold? 200 million or something like
yeah.
that? That are just they're not selling anything to. So I think it's going to be very interesting moving forward. Like what is, once the Switch 2 comes out and stuff like that, what is March 2026's Nintendo Direct's gonna look like? Because it's not like
Right.
they're gonna just be like, okay, we're talking about Switch 2. They're gonna have so many games that are Switch focused too. And maybe it will be like this. It's like, hey, we're gonna have maybe they're testing it out to be like, we're gonna have two Nintendo Directs. We're gonna have a Switch 2 Nintendo Direct and a Switch 1 Nintendo Direct.
Maybe. Or, I mean, it'll just be a good mix of you can play this on the Switch today. You can play this on the Switch 2 today. And then people will be like, oh, I could play it on the better Switch. I don't know. Like, I can see this not having a great 2025. I can see the Switch 2 having a better 2026 or 2027.
Yeah.
Just because like if you've got people who bought fuck my dad alone bought my little brother a Switch Lite within the last 2 years.
Hmm.
And my dad will still be the one, right, that comes and says, like, you can't use this on that. Like I bought a couple of PS5 games for my little brother for Christmas, and then his dipshit ass was like, cat, I don't have one. So I kind of ignored like the Zoomer word in the beginning and just heard go fuck yourself from the rest of that. Um, but my dad, like while we were sitting in the living room, was like, you can't play PS5 games on a PS4. I was like, no, Dad, that's not how that works. See number higher here, number lower here, not compatible.
Yeah.
Don't work.
Mm-hmm.
Can I buy a PlayStation 5 controller and it'll work for a PlayStation 4? No, Dad, number higher, number lower. Don't go back. You can't do that. So yeah, I think like that's a level of confusion that we're going to start hitting with a thing called the Switch 2.
Yeah.
I really wish they would have just gone the Super Switch route. Like this is the Super Switch. This is a different name. This is a different thing. Like something that actually just signifies to the
Mm-hmm.
parents in the world that don't play video games that yes, this is better, and yes, it could do more for your child. Um, and like if this thing launches at $500, like they said, like I don't know if I will be a day one for Switch. I will definitely be like a within the first 30 days on a Switch too.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
even then, like that is dependent on what they're launching with. Because if what they're launching with is Mario Kart, a similar Odyssey, and nothing else, I I can wait. I
Mm-hmm.
can wait on that. Like I feel like I waited a few months for the Switch, and that shit had like Odyssey and Breath of the Wild so fast. I still waited until Breath of the Wild came out. So like until you maybe show me the thing that makes me want to buy your console that's not a Mario, I'm not immediately signed on. Like as much as 1994 Adam is like Mario, you gotta play new Mario. 2025 Adam that like pays bills and does shit and lives life is like I can wait. I can wait. I can see the reviews like sure nines out of tens, eights out of tens. That's great. I can wait to spend $570 on a new console and game. Because unless this shit shows next
Mm-hmm.
week with a pack in, and if that pack-in is not like as close to an Astrobot or a Wii Sports, I still don't care. Like if you're not going to give me a reason to buy your console without paying more money, I don't necessarily know if I need to immediately.
I think I'm gonna be day one, just because um I yeah no because actually really excited about a Mario Kart that is like designed to be played online. I think that that's going to
Mm.
be a huge thing. I think Mario Kart, it's almost like Adam, you know this. I got weirdly obsessed with Fall Guys, a
Sure.
game that came out a few years back for the PlayStation, then it came to Xbox, and it's just this like battle royale style where you are doing silly shit and then trying to be the last one standing. And it's almost like the point of it wasn't for me to win. The point of it was for me to like have fun and then like
Yeah.
hopefully finish somewhere in the middle of the pack. Shit,
Right.
if I'm playing a 24 player race on Mario Kart, I don't necessarily I'm not worried about getting first place. It'd be cool to get first place sometimes, but like shit, 24 people, if I get top half, that sounds fun. I could just see myself playing that just to do that. And if it's dedicated and has like some cool modes and things like that, I think that that would be really, but again, that's like low bar. Like
Mm.
if Mario Kart 8 Deluxe had better online, then you could do that, but it's crap for the most
I can
part.
tell you as another, like as an asshole that's never wanted to play an online racing game so I could feel lesser than other people who beat me, like that still doesn't speak to me. The fact of a new Mario Kart is good, right? Like
Yep.
that's cool. We'll take that because we know that's like another Switch launch title was just that. It's one of the best selling games on that fucking system.
Hmm.
But just better looking Mario Kart with different levels. To me, as an asshole that wants to play it with people in his house who can't play it because our Joy-Cons drift.
Hmm.
Now, like on Switch 2, obviously that could be fixed. Could be. I'm not gonna say they will. But like that alone does not make me want to jump out and buy the fucking thing. And like I enjoyed being able to pick up the Switch with Odyssey and Breath of the Wild in the same purchase. Like here I am with the thing that this console is demanding me to play, and I have more than one fucking title.
Mm.
I don't know. Like I think I picked up the Switch a year later, and really the bigger
Mm.
titles on that were still Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Odyssey, Breath of the Wild. So if that's kind of how that's going to be, I will continue to wait because I know I still have Game Pass. I know I'll still buy PlayStation games or continue with Plus for whatever the hell that's worth. Not very much, as much as Game Pass at least. Like if Nintendo doesn't have something similar to that, which they don't, and until next week, I'm going to still say they don't, and I will be so bold as to say they won't. Like nothing drives me to buy this thing right now.
I was gonna say,
Hmm.
so, yeah.
I say that, but if this
Mhm.
drops on Death Stranding 2 day, I'm sorry, guys. I will buy the Switch 2 over Death Stranding 2.
God.
Happy
Oh
birthday
my
to me,
God.
I don't know what
motherfuckers.
you're talking about. Death Stranding 2 comes out on June 24th.
That's for you fuckers. Oh, wait.
I was gonna say,
I'll
like,
wait till I have my dick in my hand.
I think,
hope. Yeah, I was gonna say,
yeah.
hopefully the Switch 2, like, and like here we go, direct, like, does some blowing of the minds. Like, I
Hmm.
just feel like it's just gonna be like, all right, Mario Kart, probably a Mario title, and I doubt a launch Super Smash Brothers. I think that's down the line, a year
I
maybe.
think if they were able to pull a Smash Brothers off at launch, we'd have fucking
It
seen
would hurt.
something about it. Like
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
like it would boost console sales so much. I just think if Nintendo could somehow hide the development of a fucking Smash Brothers for
Hmm.
the last, I don't know, what, 8 years now, Because that's, I mean, maybe 6 or 7 since like Ultimate came out, but they would have so much fucking credit given to them to just be like, yeah, no, Nintendo's secretive, that nothing gets out of them. And fucking drop Smash Bros. That has who the fuck knows. Give me every PlayStation character, I guess, because like we said, they're not friendly with Xbox. Put Kratos in Smash, I guess, at this point. But fuck, man, I just don't see it. I can see,
Mm.
I could like the ultimate lineup for me right now is Mario Kart and
Yeah.
Odyssey, like potentially something Donkey Kong.
Okay.
And then you also say you can play Metroid 4 on your Switch 2 day one as a Switch 2 title. God, I don't see them pull anything out. Because Breath of the Wild came out 2 years ago in 2023, right? So like there was 6 years between Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. So there's not going to be a Zelda. There might be a Zelda announcement for like 2026 at best, unless they go with the 2D top down. Or what could make me super fucking happy is if they just go the easy, quote unquote, air quotes for listeners.
Mm-hmm.
If they go the route and just say, we're going to do Ocarina of Time remake. Now, here you go. Or if they could be even farther than that, just say, you know what, fuck it. I know you really want a good 3D Ocarina of Time these days. They gave that to you on the 3DS. Here's a fucking remake of the original Legend of Zelda in the new style that a link like, fuck what Link's Awakening and the shitty princess title had done. Like I can see them maybe doing something like that. A little rug pull, like do a rug pull with the announcement of a major like title, you'd still get bangers.
And the whole like rehashing like later on with like second, third party and holiday games, which is an interesting take. I can see them rehashing Grand Theft Auto 5 for this shit because why not? And also maybe like fuck around with everyone else going like, oh, Rockstar's doing something. What is it? Obviously, it's
Yeah.
not gonna be six. Like six, no, no,
No.
no. God, no.
Yeah, I could see 5 or Red Dead 2. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely see Red Dead 2. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I think it'll just be very interesting to see what next week is because like even like
Mm,
Best Buy popped up that pre-orders. Best Buy Canada was like pre-orders are going live on April 2nd. Then they had to take that
mm.
down and they're like, oh, we were wrong. But I'm wondering, will we find out price? Will we find out date? Will we find out pre-orders?
Very important.
Will there be multiple SKUs?
If anything is indicative of June, it will be
Mhm.
price.
Yes. What's
Like,
the
of course, you can do a pre-order, that's fine, but actual absolute price and date needs to be at this thing.
It'll
yeah.
'Cause
be
I
it'll
think,
be it'll be launches for $400 asterisk could increase if Donald Trump keeps
The
fucking raising
tariffs.
tariffs.
And also, I'm pretty sure you're curious if there's a possibility of an OLED version.
Yeah, that's
right,
what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
Yeah.
right.
Because
Yeah, and like me, the asshole that I am, I'm just gonna play docked the entire time. I know that you two fucking freakos like to
Hmm.
play things in your hands and see a mini screen. No, thank you. But probably for a while after launch. He's holding his dick in his hands, please.
my Steam
It's
Deck.
steamy.
No,
So
you can't see below the screen for other things, so
I'm gonna say all the things here, right? Like
Hmm.
all of us have held strong on not buying a PS5 Pro. I'm not going to say the same for a Switch 2, of course. Like that's a new console, that's a new thing, that's a new realm. Do all the things that we must.
Hmm.
I don't know if Nintendo would rightfully release a better version of their console at launch. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if they would. I don't mean that at the same time as saying they're going to like release the worst Switch 2 that they can now, right? Like, they wouldn't release it if they weren't ready. But here we are, potentially 3 months away from the rumored launch, and we know nothing. So this can't thrive off the same thing that the Switch promotion did. Like, right, like the Switch original trailer was like, here's dudes playing on a rooftop.
Hmm.
Here's
Mhm.
guys and chicks playing in a bar. Here's
Yeah.
this person that's on a bus. I
Yeah.
don't think they can get away with that again. They actually need to be able to sell the power of the Switch 2 to say, here's why you fucking upgrade.
Yeah. I think the reason that I could see them doing like an OLED type edition is just
Mm,
because the only thing that's really improved on the OLED was battery life was a little bit better, they said, but it was the screen. Like the screen looked a little bit better. You didn't get better power. It didn't significantly change anything. So it's not like for developers, it's not like the Series S X debacle, which
Right.
still is like I know
Shit.
still is mind blowing. Yeah. But it would just be interesting if they do that, or I mean, it makes a lot of sense financially for them to just hold off and in a few
mm,
years do a better screen. But if
Yeah.
they do, the thing is, we talk about like I'm saying like, oh, I'm day one. But if they have a standard version and an OLED version on day one, and that OLED version is sold out, then I think I would probably wait to get the OLED version. Like if they're having
yeah,
two options, I'm not going to say, oh, fuck it, I'm going to get the lesser version when I want the upgrade one. While
Would you do that for storage? If they
no,
were like, here's a 512 Switch 2, here's a 256,
no, because I don't think that they're going to do like an SSD style storage where the storage
mm,
space is going to matter. I think it would still be like, your uh micro USB storage or whatever, to where like you could just expand it yourself. Like on the Steam Deck, if you expand the storage with a USB card, it's not the SSD that's built in. There's a little bit of difference, and I know it's not like the same. Doesn't seem like the same speed of SSD. I'm a dumbass when it comes to that. That's in my PlayStation 5 and my Steam Deck, but it's still a difference. So no, I wouldn't worry about storage on Switch 2 because it's not. It's just going to be the Flash, basically.
Yeah.
So,
I was gonna say, you know what they need to do? They need to, if they want to showcase, like, all right, Switch 2 is supposed to be powerful, recreate the commercial of Paul Rudd. Just recreate that commercial, show like the power of the Switch 2 and how mind blowing it is.
All right. So the last topic that I have, and I think we can get through this pretty quickly. How you guys feel about that Marvel casting?
the what casting? You actually, I'm not, this isn't like a joke. You cut out twice.
Yeah, it sounds like
All
tripping.
I still don't know what he's saying.
right. How do y'all feel about the Marvel casting?
The Marvel, oh, like X-Men coming into
The
Marvel?
5 hour debacle that we all sat through Wario 64 discussing film updates on X.
Mm,
I
Um,
I thought it was great. I don't know. I think Avengers Doomsday is going to be so fucking weird because like so much stuff, even like Daredevil right now, there's so many different series that you need to have seen to get the full backstory. Like I'm doing a Marvel rewatch right now, and I'm up through Captain America, Winter Soldier, and that is so easy to do because as far as I am right now, it is all movies, and I've decided I'm not going to watch the Netflix Daredevil shows and stuff like that. I'm not going to watch Agents of Shield and stuff like that. But once I get to the point where they're Disney Plus shows, WandaVision was the start of that. And that is so
yeah.
hugely impactful for all. Like, WandaVision was directly impactful into like Multiverse of Madness and all this stuff. And like, some of these people have only been in shows, it seems like, that are, I don't know if there's been any show exclusive people that they announced for this casting that they did in all the chairs, but it's like, I think it's gonna be a debacle to get. And again, a lot of people aren't going to be like me and won't
Mm,
be like, oh, I don't care that that person was in episode 4 of Secret Invasion, not Secret Wars, Secret Invasion. They're two different things. Um, but so I don't know. It'll be just, there's no team right now, and we're a year away from an Avengers movie. It's so weird.
yeah, yeah. I th-
mm,
I think the thing that I'm holding on to, and it's the same thing that I said in the group chat to you guys, bringing back 4 or 5 of the Singerverse X-Men is so weird because ever since fucking like Disney took over Fox, the entire thing was like, oh, they have X-Men now, and have done very little with it. Like, I get that and I've never watched the Marvels. I get that Kelsey Grammer's Beast was in Marvels. I don't know how that needs to translate to this. So the same thing that I said to you guys was like, they need to be setting this up in a way that then brings in a new wave. Johnny, you said first class. I would have loved the first class X-Men to have been here. But the thing
Second
is, like,
class. No.
they still need to bring in the third class now.
This is coach class X-Men, economy
Yeah.
class X-Men.
Like, I need these people to actually say, here's what's happening with X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
Because X-Men, kind of like Batman or Superman or so many other of these prolific comic book characters, there's no easy place for a new reader to like kind of. And as much as I'm looking forward to like the new 2025 reboot of Batman, I know if I don't immediately jump in with that, I will never read it. Because at that point, I'm going to be too late, too far gone. So while these movies have a way of introducing these characters to more people, not necessarily more often, but on like a bigger scope than a comic book would, right? Like, you can read a comic book in less than 15 minutes if you're actually just fucking dedicated to it. Um, but when it's so late, or when you're like, they're on issue 575, I don't want to jump in. Well, guess what, fucker? 575 to 561 could have been the best run of those comic book heroes that you could have ever read. And you didn't do it because you were like, no, not 575. Like, if it was number 570 or 500, like, I would have thought that would have been a titular thing, or like a building resonance from comics. But no, it's not always the case. So, like, these movies have the chance to just introduce people to these characters. And I think doing that with old Cyclops, and sorry, James Marsden, like, yeah, you're not that old, but like old Cyclops, and then to try and usher in a new Barry Carolyn Cyclops, or whatever the fuck they're going to try and do as some sort of stunt casting to like keep this up, doesn't necessarily do it for me. I like, bringing them back is great, but it's that old cry hard thing that I've hated for so long. And I think I started hating it around the time that Force Awakens came out. Like, don't bring old characters back just to kill them.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
That's so much forced emotion. Like, I don't need to watch Alan Cummings Netflix Nightcrawler die or bite the bullet. I don't. Like, he had the coolest scene from X2. Don't bring him back just to kill him.
No.
Like,
Dude,
that seems fucked.
I think that's still the coolest Marvel scene to date. God, going through the White House like that. My biggest fear is that they're still gonna explain this all off as multiverse shit.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and like, I think they're gonna have to a certain extent.
They
But
have
it's
to.
like,
Yeah.
but it's like multiversal. It's like, I get that you can do infinite variations and stuff like that. Well, then it just lessens the impact. Unless they do specifically, hey, this is the universe, the Singer universe version
Yeah.
are gonna cross over, like those two universes connect in a meaningful way, in a more permanent way than like universe hopping. Because I think in the Marvels, I think that's what, I can't remember exactly, but I think it was like multiversal hopping. They hopped over, and that's why they saw Kelsey Grammer's Beast. And it's like, if they're just doing that, like Fantastic Four definitely it's obvious in a different continuity than the rest of the Marvel, like, because it's this weird alternate 60s stuff. It can't have been the same.
Right.
So how are they going to introduce? And I think we're going to start seeing that with the Thunderbolts and with the Fantastic Four. So if they find a way to do that in a way that it's like, hey, we have these, maybe it's like we have the X-Men universe, we have the Fantastic Four universe, and then we have the MC universe that you know and love. And something is going to happen towards these three universes are interacting. And because they said Tom Hiddleston is going to be back as Loki.
Yep.
Spoilers for Loki season 2. He is very preoccupied at the end of Loki season 2.
Yeah.
So unless he figures out something to do to get all of these multiverses nice and neatly. How is he even going to be in here? So that's my hope. And shit, I could do a whole other podcast talking about this stuff, but it's like,
I think that's the problem that you run into this, like with 50 plus people being put into a movie, and you have, let's say, 120, 180 minutes to do this story in. Out of 50 characters, they're not all going to be paid their due rightly. Um, and nor does it need to be like a comedic little thing like it was in fucking Deadpool versus Wolverine. Like, yeah, Blade being there was cool. We know why you brought Blade back. Like, I don't also want to enter this movie worrying about the meta of Marvel and then worrying about the meta of Marvel 5 and then worrying about what am I not seeing in the periphery of these shows. Like that's kind of where this shit gets real awkward. Like I am with you on not watching the TV shows. I think Agents of Shield was one of the best ones that was actually like, hey, no, this has ramifications possibly for the next movie. This also ties into the next thing. While the Netflix shows were just
until it didn't. And then they're like, you know what? That whole Agents of Shield thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Goodbye.
Yeah. So I think like you'd have a good 3 or 4 seasons of Agents of Shield where you're like, oh yeah, no, this is great. And then you're just like, no, this is another thing. I just, God, man, it feels so weird. And like, I'll take from Twitter to say that, yeah, this is probably the 3rd time now that we've seen Patrick Stewart likely die as Charles Xavier. There's no way that you keep, I don't know. I don't know if there's a rightful way that you keep this one and then usher in another. I think you'd have to be like, nope, they're going back to this universe safely.
Or new ones. Or he's just retired. He's there, but he's not gonna be like the active Professor X. Like, is there gonna be like again, like another version? The thing is, like, maybe they're doing a thing where like the original X-Men universe, yes, there's all these established characters and they're like, oh shit, does our MC universe have counterparts to these? Like, and then here's Professor X in our universe that's been hidden this whole time.
Yeah.
I don't know. That I actually
Here's Giancarlo Esposito.
There you go. That would be really stupid, but maybe.
Well, it's like they were so bold.
Giancarlo Esposito's Sidewinder. You didn't see it because you didn't see the amazing movie.
Nope.
And Johnny didn't either because I
was high and drunk.
2 sheets to the wind, but he is Sidewinder, damn it.
I don't know. Like, I can't see it. I'll be interested, right? Like, I'll be seated sometime in May of 2026 to see this movie. I won't have any fucking idea of what's happening in it. But I think like they were so in with it to say that they were Universe 616, I think. Like that puts them in the ultimate like comic series. So like that's why they're just all the way they are. So I guess if you were to say like this X-Man is from Universe 313 or fucking 9, go fuck yourself. I'm not doing math here. I realize I failed at 313. So I'm not doing any of that. But like, that's the only way that you can get away with this. If you just shoulder them back off into the fucking place that they came from and say, no, you're not it. We're it now. Yeah. Like you said, like they have to bring in the new Rage.
But then it makes it to where there's no stakes and you can have John Krasinski be freaking Mr. Fantastic and kill him in 10 seconds. Like, isn't that? Yeah, that's what they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you can do shit like that. So it's like, you're not going to have any impact if you're just like, oh, it can be multiversal. You can pull this, you can pull that. So I don't know. My question for you, Adam, is Johnny, I think you'll probably go see him, but like Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four, will you be seeing those?
I will watch Fantastic Four. I think like Fantastic Four is actually just enough for me to want to go see. There's enough there, like brand recognition, actor recognition. Like while Thunderbolts has that, I have not watched every movie that a Thunderbolts character is in. Like I did not watch Black Widow.
I was going to
say, watch the Ant-Man too?
I have not watched Ant-Man 2.
I
I
was gonna
have
say,
not watched Quantumania. I
Ugh.
did watch
Yeah, don't
like the
bother with Quantumania.
Falcon Winter Soldier show, like so I know
Okay.
who Wyatt Russell is, and I know who Sebastian Stan is, and Florence Pugh eh, deserves all the money that she can get. So fuck it. I have no tie to anybody that's in this fucking movie at all.
Gotcha. Now I'm gonna see
yeah,
both.
I think Thunderbolts. I'm actually a little bit more excited for Thunderbolts than I am for Fantastic Four, just because they've never quite gotten Fantastic Four right,
Sure.
obviously. And Fantastic Four has never been one that I've been like super drawn to.
Yeah, no.
Um,
Yeah, dropping a Fantastic Four movie to me like also feels the same way as dropping a Superman movie. Like there's ultimately another character or group that I would like to see.
mhm.
So I don't know. I think for Fantastic Four, it's really just curiosity with this cast and this
Yeah.
movie that they're doing. Like I want to see this strange thing. And on top of that, like based off the very short trailer that we've seen, it just says a little bit more to me about what they're trying to do than Thunderbolts does. Like Thunderbolts seems like it wants to be the Avengers that's not the Avengers, and it seems so like ham-fisted that I don't really know if I want to fuck with it.
And it's all like very wishy-washy. It was like we're all about the multiverse. Then it's like, hold up, no, kill the multiverse. We're done with it. No, hold up. We may be back in the multiverse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe. Which
I think the
we
whole
are.
like Jonathan Majors thing and like Kang and what they promised all those years ago like
Yeah.
did not pan out. I'm not necessarily sure if this is the pivot it should have made. And again, I'm an asshole that didn't watch Quantumania, so I can't wholly speak to things. What I do know is that Jonathan Majors' performance in like both seasons of Loki was fucking great.
Mhm.
Um, and again, I understand all he did. Fuck it, fuck him, all that. That's fine. But I think there was a big pivot that happened with these two movies that are
Mhm.
coming. Maybe not Secret Wars, but definitely this next Doomsday, where they were, promising a King thing, and now it's not that. So I don't even know what the hell we're going into.
Yeah.
And fuck, do I feel bad for these animators that have to try and do this in the next year? Like they better be animating the second that they are approved to like do so. This is not the kind
Yeah.
of movie where you're like, oh, I'll wait until we have it all done. No, this needs to be like an as it's sent in, when it's sent in kind of thing, which is terrible.
Yeah.
Um, God, man, I didn't even finish Wakanda Forever, right? Like, so I'll
Mhm.
be so clear as of that. Like, that's how behind I am. Um, but I've seen Namor's coming back. So I don't know. Maybe this can motivate me to watch some Marvel fucking movies.
I mean, they had to bring back the Russo brothers to kind of like bring faith back into the brand. But then them going off to Netflix, making that movie, now Disney execs are like,
Oh
didn't like
God,
Which
what you did over
sucks
there.
because like I think they only produced The Gray Man, and I'm sure
Mhm.
like per social media, I'm one of the 30 people on the planet Earth that liked The Gray Man.
well, and didn't they just do this?
That
What
The
Electric
Electric
State,
State.
that
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the primary reason.
fucking bomb?
Yeah. So
So
I don't know.
I
I
like that.
I think it was the strangest way to announce casting. I think if they would have just had
Yeah,
actors be there and been like, "Hey, no, I'm coming back as," that'd have been like that would
yeah.
have been a lot cooler than just fucking seats, just
Oh,
Just
chairs.
chairs
but
galore.
but in the day of where engagement is king, that is absolutely an amazing way to do
Yeah,
it.
for
Like,
sure. I mean, you get an
so
asshole that's going to pick up his phone and then just like start it and then set it down and look back every like 2 minutes. Yeah, no, for sure. I get
yeah.
that part.
I ended up, who was I sending? I can't even remember. Was it like film discussion or whatever, the one that I kept sending to you guys? That was just
Yeah,
I check their Twitter like every like 30 minutes and see
Yeah,
who else they had posted. But I do think it's funny. You're like, oh, we'll get through this real quick. And I think we've been talking for a good, what, 15, 20 minutes about
I think
Marvel.
probably.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to
That's really all I had.
tie in a tiny bit of Metal Gear, you guys didn't respond to the video that I sent to you where they had the quick camo
Oh
swapping.
yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. No, yeah. No, I can
And
it
I
is
can officially
quick.
shut the fuck up. It's there. I mean, I think they showed this though, like earlier, maybe right
Had
around
they shown it?
TGS, where they were like, "You can do this now." I don't know if there was a dedicated video like this was, but there
No.
was definitely the thing where it was you don't have to pause it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
will take it. I mean, what we're still held off till August, so we'll have 2 months to fucking mainline Death Stranding too. I think for that also, dear listeners, Elliot being the bitch that he is, and Johnny being the absolute king that he is, these guys want to buy the deluxe edition so they can start 2 days earlier while I'm going to be a fucking fucker that wants my physical copy of this game. So I will be starting naturally on my fucking 35th birthday, unlike you unnatural bastards.
And also to that point as well, I love it how like some physical games now are just like, yeah, you need internet for it, even though
Yeah.
it's physical. I'm like,
Yeah.
then it was like, why did I bother? I should have just done digital straight from right off the bat.
Yeah.
That's the part that's like, that future sucks going forward. But yeah, I'm doing the
Mhm.
2 day early thing and just like, you know, I'm gonna go to my dealer and get a shit ton of cocaine and stay up and do nonstop Death Stranding shit.
So the first episode of Death Stranding, Johnny's not even going to be talking about the game that we played. He's going to be talking about the game that he played.
I'm like, and then I saw Neil and there's a purple dragon in the corner there. What happened?
Let me show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
All right. I think this is a good point to say we are done.
That is all, folks. So, sound off,
It
people.
was an episode.
Where can they find
Yeah.
you?
Sorry, yeah. Adam from Adam and Liliana at the Disco, or Adam and Lily at the Disco. I apologize. We are in the final album. We're within the first 4 songs. So if you've got some time, there's more songs coming up. So that's exciting. You can catch me on Blue Sky, Twitter, fucking literally anything almost at Mr. Cropes. If you're going to try and find me on PSN, it's Mr. spelled out with 2 R's. Don't know why I'd fucked that up fucking 15, 16 years ago at this point, but I did. So that's where you'll find me.
Yeah. And you can find me eholmes91 on Twitter, Blue Sky. And I just wanted to real quick shout out to on Blue Sky, Lenny Not Dead reached out and said that he redeemed Thank Goodness You're Here. So I hope he is enjoying that game. Like I said multiple times, that game is funny as hell. I had a Steam code for Disco Elysium I was going to give out here, but I just now realized that it is just Disco Elysium and not the Disco Elysium or Final Cut edition, which
No,
screw
fuck
it.
that. Give it away.
And also I cannot access my Humble Bundle because I can't get a code right now. So
Fuck you then.
maybe I will respond when Johnny posts this up. I will respond with that code. So be on the lookout for that I'll do on both Twitter and Blue Sky. I'll respond with that code. So different way to get the code. There we go.
Have to tell us if you claim it though. You have to.
Yes. Reach
Yeah,
out to us.
I would say don't just claim it and just disappear into the ether, basically.
Mhm.
Tell us. We won't scold you. I won't yell at you.
He won't. Adam will. Adam's
I
very
will.
angry.
You'll probably be like, what's wrong with you?
He'll find a reason to be mad.
I'll fuck yeah. It's just natural.
And
My secret cap.
I'm everywhere as Johnny Flores Jr. That's it. Even in gaming, whatnot. Other than Xbox, which is Violent Roach. I don't remember why I did that. It's just like I signed on. I was like, oh fuck. I had that account since the original Xbox, and I was like, all right, what was like 18-year-old me doing?
I bet you just like never changed your name. I think it pops up and it's like, do you want to change this? And you're like, nah,
Exactly.
this
Let's
is my
just keep
last
rolling.
resort.
There's been times where you can do it for like free, or like I think maybe I had to pay like $10, and Johnny's like, "Fuck you, I am Violent Roach. Violent Roach is me."
Which is so like that's like a name to go right into like any kind of first-person games. But yeah, Johnny Flores Jr. and also on onlyfans.com/Metal Gear Resurrections. OnlyFlans is the super premium one.
That's an episode.